Fever. Dangerous symptom or evolutionary weapon. Fever has a bit of a PR problem. The moment our temperature creeps above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, alarms go off, ice packs come out, medicine cabinets are raided, and we begin the ceremonial panic texting of healthcare hotlines. It's treated as the enemy, a crisis in itself, when in fact, a moderate fever might be less of a villain and more of a tactical mastermind in the body's ancient arsenal of defenses. If the immune system were an army, fever wouldn't just be on the front lines, it might be the general turning up the heat to smoke out the invaders. At its core, fever is not a disease, it's a physiological response, an intentional, coordinated adjustment of the body's thermostat, orchestrated by the hypothalamus in response to infection or inflammation. When pathogens enter the body, immune cells release signaling molecules called pyrogens. These pyrogens essentially walk up to the hypothalamus, tap it on the shoulder, and say, "Let's make things uncomfortable for everyone." The body complies, raising its internal temperature, and thus begins the war-by-warmth strategy. So, why crank up the heat? Because higher body temperature can slow the replication of viruses and bacteria. Most pathogens are highly sensitive to temperature and operate best within a narrow range. Raise that internal climate just a few degrees, and suddenly those germs are sluggish, confused, and more vulnerable to immune attack. It's like turning up the oven on a batch of unwanted microbial cookies. They just don't bake the same under pressure. But the brilliance doesn't stop there. Fever doesn't just sabotage the enemy, it supercharges the defenders. Elevated body temperature improves the efficiency of immune cells, including neutrophils, macrophages, and lymphocytes. These cells move faster, communicate more effectively, and devour intruders with greater gusto when things are just a little warmer than usual. Think of it as the immune system getting its morning coffee. Fever sharpens the response and gets everything moving. There's even evidence that fever helps increase the production of heat shock proteins, molecules that protect cells from damage, help fold other proteins properly, and assist in clearing out misfolded junk. In the chaotic battlefield of infection, these proteins act like emergency medics, helping the body recover and adapt more efficiently. So your body's not just raising the heat to torture microbes, it's running a biological workshop to repair and regulate under pressure. Despite all this, our instinct is often to suppress a fever the moment it appears. And in some cases, like dangerously high fevers or in very young children, the elderly, or immunocompromised individuals, that's absolutely necessary. But most moderate fevers, particularly those below 102 degrees Fahrenheit 39 degrees Celsius, are not only safe but potentially beneficial. Suppressing them too quickly might be akin to putting out a strategic wildfire that was already driving the snakes out of the forest. Of course, there's no denying that fevers feel awful. They come with chills, sweats, headaches, and that general "please bury me in blankets and silence" mood. But that discomfort may actually serve a purpose too. When we feel sick and fatigued, we're more likely to rest, conserve energy, and avoid spreading the infection to others, making even the misery itself biologically clever. Evolution, as usual, doesn't waste an opportunity to multitask. So the next time your temperature starts to climb, don't view it as an automatic emergency. Instead, consider that your body might be dialing into an ancient, effective defense mechanism, one that has helped countless generations survive long before antibiotics or acetaminophen were even a twinkle in science's eye. Fever isn't just a symptom. It's a signal, a strategy, a full-body fire meant to burn out the bad guys before they set up camp. In the end, fever might be uncomfortable, inconvenient, and sweaty, but it's also one of the clearest signs that your immune system is not only paying attention, but taking the fight seriously. So maybe, just maybe, instead of dreading the heat, we should respect it for doing the hard, hot work of keeping us alive.